In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a Master Ring to dominate all life. One ring to rule them all.
Which way are you swinging that thing, Darren?
Oh, it's just not right.
I think you look great, Darren. You look just like a real ranger.
Well, I'm supposed to be Gandalf. The wizards in the books had robes that were white, grey or brown, not black.
Oh, it's all right, Darren. I'll just take it off and you don't have to worry about it.
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. It's okay.
Watch where you're pointing that thing.
In Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's quest, the famous story is retold by Samwise Gamgee, Frodo's dearest friend.
Yeah, but answer me this, guys. Were there any Balrogs in the Battle of the Black Gate of Mordor?
Negative, Hex. I believe the Fellowship encountered the Balrog in the mines of Moria.
A Balrog? There weren't any Balrogs at the Black Gate. That was in Moria, silly.
Well, you know, it's a sort of best-of retelling of the story, so you can let a few of those inaccuracies go.
Speak for yourself, Barger.
Sam is telling the story to his son, who is also named Frodo, and Hobbiton is where you'll start the game, learning how to swing a sword and wield a bow. Whenever you sit down to one of Sam's storytelling sessions, however, you'll play out the scene as the mighty Aragorn.
A day may come when the courage of men fail, but it is not this day. This day we fight!
Yeah, it's a clever way of working a tutorial system in there for the player without having to noobify the character of Aragorn too much, because we all know Aragorn is one of the best swordsmen in Middle-earth and he doesn't need any help reminding how to fight.
Gotta say, Hexo, when I picked this up, I was hoping for a new adventure, you know, maybe Aragorn as King of Gondor and, you know, even donning the Ranger outfit once again, but no, it's pretty much the same story, just retold by Sam.
Yeah, but it's a story we all know and love. I mean, it does mean that there's no surprises, really, but we play this game because we love the story and we want to relive it. We reviewed the Wii version, so it gave us the chance to do a bit of Wiimote hacking and slashing, which I don't mind every now and again, but like most Wii sword fighting games, it gets repetitive quite quickly.
Yeah, I found I often favoured the shield bash over the sword fighting just because it took less effort to shake the nunchuck than shake the Wiimote, and so most of my battles just ended up me persistently shield bashing the enemy until they fell over.
Yeah, I did that too. Although I do like the Wiimote used as an archery tool though. I think it's a really good use of that kind of precision, especially when taking out winged enemies. I also liked changing my shield to the torch because some enemies were more susceptible to fire, like spiders or wolves, and you can burn through spiders' webs, so it was really cool.
Your main missions are marked on the map, but you can also go on side quests, which will reward you with buffs and potions. These quests encourage exploration, and it's worth exploring too, because some nice thought has been put into the design of the world. This is a good-looking game.
Yeah, all the characters in the game actually look like the actors from the film. I mean, if a little blocky. Sean Astin as Samwise Gamgee is the only actor that's recorded new voice work for the game, though. All the other characters' dialogue has just been ripped straight from the film, so it doesn't quite flow the way it should.
Yeah, it's kind of like someone's just put play and then hit pause on a DVD. The quality's really bad.
Every time a character needs to talk, it's just, if you want him, come and claim him.
I've been looking for you for 2 days.
The elf, Arwen, seemed to know Strider, and she understood our plight at once.
He's passing into the Shadow World.
We must get him to my father.
I was happy to find that the game was quite challenging in parts, but is best played in co-op in my opinion. A second player can join you at any time throughout the game as Gandalf, who has his wicked staff to take on orcs and goblins, can cast shielding spells and heal Aragorn, and help him out in combat just generally. This is one of those games where it really pays off to work as a team, and while I didn't mind plodding through on my own, I had much more fun when you and I were playing together, Darren.
Affirmative. Gandalf's magical attacks have a much wider area of effect, so he's really useful when you get swamped. You shall not pass!
You shall not pass!
I like that you could just push A at any time and then you could see where you need to go with that glowing trail. I thought that was good, Hex. Without that, I'd probably get quite lost. But the camera control for co-op, it's in that locked screen and it's so frustrating.
Ugh, I know. We were fighting for camera control so much of the time. I wanted to go one way and get some health. You wanted to go on the other side of the screen and kill some goblins. So frustrating. It was like a tug of war. Come back this way.
No, I want to go this way.
Barjo, just come back this way for 1 second.
No, look at this over here.
No, stop it! The action and exploring elements of the game were pretty good on the whole, and the way the character dialogue was presented, it almost had a kind of Ocarina of Time element to it, although there weren't really many puzzles. I would have preferred more puzzles. So you spend most of your time sort of honing your sword swinging and arrow skills. Darren, will you stop that?
I'm a wizard.
Final thoughts?
I think if it had some better puzzles, that would have been more interesting, but I had a pretty good time here. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
No, I really enjoyed. Oh, can we just swap places just so I can give my conclusion? And then you can deal with the.
What's wrong with you, Darren?
I'm a wizard.
Well, I really enjoyed playing in co-op when we weren't fighting with the camera, so it's a shame that that part wasn't dealt with better. But, you know, overall, I think they followed the story well, and I had a good time with it too, so I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Quite a strong grip you've got there, Badge.
Thanks very much.
The Lord of the Rings adventure card game is a new game based on the legendary fantasy world of Middle-earth and the book series written by J.R.R. Tolkien.
That's right. It began with the forging of the great cards. 3 were given to you as heroes to be used in battle. 7 was the number of cards you could have on the board at any one time. And 9 cards was the maximum you could have in your hand to be played to defeat your enemy. But they were all of them deceived, for another card was made.
What other card?
There's no other card. That's just how the line goes. But the other stuff is true.
Oh, cool.
Hammer and tongs! I serve no man. You would die before your stroke fell.
We have vanquished the beasts. Come, my friends. I see the path ahead.
The game is similar to other strategy card games like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering. You have a deck with units, spells, and buffs that you use resources to play, taking turns with your enemy. But instead of trying to bring your opponent's health down to 0, each round or location has a different goal.
Yeah, and this brings a nice amount of variety to the game. You'll be traveling through a number of different locations in each quest. The goal can range from simply defeating a certain number of enemies to using a card's willpower to reduce an objective to 0.
But no matter what the objective is, the gameplay remains the same. You start with 3 heroes on the board, each with different skills and strengths. If they all reach 0 health, then it's game over.
I quite liked the heroes and how differently they all played. Plus, it's so cool seeing characters I know and love. Each is part of a sphere of influence, which changes their gameplay style and determines what cards you can put in your deck. My favorite was Aragorn.
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
His power lets you use 1 resource to let him take another turn, which was so handy. Although, I gotta say, the heroes don't feel quite as powerful as they do in the books.
You are definitely always on the back foot, although your enemy is Sauron, the Dark Lord himself, so it makes sense it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, but I'm playing against his lackeys like spiders and orcs. Aragorn should be able to smite those weaklings down. The game is rather challenging, requiring thoughtful strategy if you're to succeed, especially because the cards you've already played carry on to the next location with the same amount of health. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began.
Even though there's 3 different difficulty settings, I still found this tricky even on the easiest mode. But Rad, even with the enjoyable challenge sometimes requiring me to replay a few chapters, I have one sizable gripe.
Is it that there's only 1 included campaign?
Yes. The base game only has 1 campaign, which contains 5 quests and 3 challenge encounters with extra campaigns available for half the cost of the original game. Now, there is a decent amount of playtime with what's here, but it still feels like I'm buying half a game.
Yeah, I agree. And because it's quite story-based, it doesn't make me inclined to just keep replaying it. Although there is a rich story on offer.
Now this I was into. Tales of hobbits and ancient wolves, and the slinking, stinking Gollum. It's a fantasy fan's dream. There's also slight choose-your-own-adventure type moments, and even though you ultimately end up in the same spot, they're pretty fun. And I liked how the objectives change with what was happening in the story.
See, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but the way this was presented with big walls of text and voiceover was too dry. If I wanted to read the books, I would go do that.
Don't just stand there with your mouths agape. Hurry!
The wizard disappears into the trees, and you scramble to follow.
In fact, the entire game lacks the pizzazz and juicy design of something like Hearthstone. And sometimes the design is downright confusing. It wasn't clear at first how to move to a new chapter, so I accidentally skipped most of the tutorial and had to go back and play it. I was wondering why there was stuff I didn't understand.
Yeah, I wasn't dazzled by the deck building either. You can build your deck for different playstyles, but I was pretty happy with just the standard pre-built ones. I didn't find much difference gameplay-wise between them and my own deck.
All in all, this is a pretty solid game that doesn't really bring anything fresh to the table. The phases and combat are very similar to Magic the Gathering, with minor tweaks. The main difference, of course, is that it includes Lord of the Rings characters and lore. So if you want this style of game anyway and you're a fan, it's not a bad offering. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I enjoyed the challenge, and it strikes a good balance between being complex and accessible, but overall, it just didn't excite me. So I'm giving the Lord of the Rings adventure card game 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens as well. By the way, love the costume.
What costume? Oh, this? No, I've just aged terribly.